So welcome back to another episode of Retro Recall. And we're on to the NES now, the Nintendo Entertainment System, which I think, I'm guessing that I had this in 1990. It was either, I think it would have been probably Christmas 1990. I got this, and I got it as a pack with the light gun, and it came with Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, and Duck Hunt. Be careful how I say that. So those two games on the same cartridge, I think. So just those two games on the same cartridge and the light gun. So that's weird. Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Yeah. Well, we'll just do them separately. So this will be interesting. I haven't played Mario Brothers properly for a very long time. I don't know if it was before I had it or afterwards, but I remember when I was at college in Worcester, there was a department store, Beatty's, and they had a display unit of this in, I think it was in the basement. They had this set up, and I think me and a few others used to go in there and just play Super Mario World, because no one was really stopping us from just playing it for like a whole lunch hour or whatever. Iconic music. I can't actually hear the music now because of the way I'm recording it, but I can certainly imagine it. Oh, that was the one thing that you had to get sorted pretty early on, was the jump and the timings of the jump, knowing when he's going to come back down. You can do a sort of small jump like that, and then you hold the button down, you can do a much bigger jump. There's a mushroom which I need. No. I wonder if you I can't remember now, but I don't know whether you can't go down these tunnels because he's too big or because you just can't go down them. Can't remember. It's very basic. It's a very basic design, but does the job. And I remember really loving Super Mario World when it came out. What does this do? All the secret areas. Oops. Oh dear. It's rather like Ghouls and Ghosts in the way that you get power-ups, and then if you get hurt, you lose that power-up. Like in Ghouls and Ghosts, you lose your armor, I think, and then if you get hit again, you just die. I'm gonna go too far with this. I've got a feeling that I don't know how many lives you get in this game. I've got a feeling it's 3. And if you lose them, that's it. I don't think there's a continue, and you have to basically go back to the start of the game. So even if you're on the last level and you get killed by Bowser or whatever, I think you have to go back to the beginning, which quite soul-destroying. I wouldn't happen nowadays, but things are way too easy. That was I'm sure you could do that level a tenth of the time that I did it. It's another one of those games that I could happily play now. It would probably take me a while to get all the way through it, because I'd probably a lot more relaxed in terms of like game difficulty now, because you just assume the game's going to let you carry on from some sort of checkpoint. Whereas that's still kind of a relatively modern thing. But playing a game like this, I'd probably be quite complacent and end up realising that that's it. I've lost all my lives and I've got to go back to the beginning. It's kind of similar, not exactly the same, but it's kind of similar to Tomb Raider in that in that you have to get jumps and things like that perfectly aligned, otherwise you'll be punished for it. Like a lot of games now, and even some of the later Tomb Raiders, you can just jump towards a ledge or whatever, and it will sort of hold your hand and sort of guide you towards there. You just got to generally jump in the general direction. Whereas I remember the first Tomb Raider game, you had to get things perfectly lined up, otherwise she would get hurt. Yeah. Anyway, everyone knows Super Mario Brothers. I don't really need to carry on. Oh, got me on the rebound. Right, so this is Duck Hunt. So this, as I said, this was on the same cartridge as Super Mario Brothers. And I'm actually using a light gun with it, and this is a very new light gun. It's designed for these retro consoles. It's a Sinden light gun. Oop. And yeah, this I think you can play it with a controller, these light gun games, but I couldn't get that to work when I tried first, and I think it would have been a bit of a weird experience anyway. And at the moment I'm sitting with the light gun right in front of the computer screen, so it's not ideal, but I just wanted to demonstrate it. Just wanted to demonstrate this game using a light gun, so you can see what it was like. Yeah, I might need to calibrate this light gun, but I'll do that some other time. And I'm way too close to the screen. It doesn't really work, but yeah, I thought this was a really fun game when I first had it with the NES light gun. I suppose it is one of those games that doesn't really have a lot to it, so I think it does get harder as you go along, and you get more ducks coming at you, and they get faster. But not a massive variety. I think it was just a basic game, just to basically show off the light gun, I suppose. It's quite basic. I think you can have I think you can do clay pigeon shooting in it. Ah, okay. Ah, so I couldn't work out how to go down the menu, and it looks like you just fire off screen, which feels like a weird way of doing it, but there you go. I remember there was an old arcade game, a really basic arcade game, when I was young, and it was like this. It was like a clay pigeon shooting arcade cabinet, but the clay discs would just be sort of lights, and you'd have an actual like replica shotgun with a cable attached to it, attaching it to the machine, and you just have to shoot the lights as they go into the distance. It just reminded me of that. Oh, too far away. I don't know if Nintendo produced more light gun games similar to this, like sports ones. Can't remember them, but yeah, again, it's like I suppose this adds life to the game. This sort of separate mode, but I can still imagine people getting bored quite quickly with it. Yeah, this looks familiar. Yeah, I remember this bit now. For the time, that's probably quite impressive. Sort of very limited animation, but this was great when I had it. I thought this game was awesome. Also, we can punch. How do you use his gun then? Surely they're children. Well, mind you, I suppose compared to him they might look. Yeah. mean, if you compare this to like the arcade beat-em-up games, it does look very, very basic graphics, but I still think they've done a good job of Robocop himself, like they did with Batman on the Amstrad. Very basic, very, you know, just pixels, blocky, but still did a good job. I don't know if I can use this gun. Okay. Ah, there we go. Punch. Right, okay. So those two buttons don't do anything, right? Seems a bit harsh. It's just shooting everything in sight, whether it's done anything or not. Oh. Ah. Yeah, that guy's just evaporated. There's a lot of dogs about. I think you do get different weapons in this. I know you get the that smart gun. I can't remember what it's called. Where's that guy in that flying machine gone? It'd be interesting to see what the reviews were at the time. Oh dear, because I can imagine them accusing it of being quite repetitive. Look at the way this guy's moving. He's just sliding towards me on his knees. Oh no, he's going backwards. Am I doing any damage? Oh no! No, he's gone. Yeah, I don't know if I got Robocop as a present or whether I bought it. I've got a feeling I bought it maybe with Christmas money. Yeah, I think I got it pretty soon after Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. I seem to remember being quite excited about it, but yeah, it's good. It is good. It's a good game, especially for the time. RoboCop back then would have been way more of a sort of cultural, maybe not cultural icon, but the film wouldn't have been out that long by the time this game came out. So RoboCop would still have been quite popular. Now, I can't remember much about this game, Captain Skyhawk, other than I had it when I played it. I seem to have a memory of buying it from Boots in Worcester. Now, the top floor of Boots, they used to have a video game section. Which I don't think they have now. I think that Boots is still there, but it's now, I think it's now an optician's. I may have bought it from somewhere completely different, to be honest. But yeah, it's an interesting game in that you're piloting what I think was an F-14, a Tomcat, the same plane that was in Top Gun, but it's more like the actual. Oh right, it's already started. The actual environment's more. Whoops, is more sort of sci-fi, I think, unless this is meant to represent, you know, hills and trees and stuff. I don't know. Not sure I'm pressing the right buttons here. God, it feels like it's moving really quickly. There's a hell of a lot going on. I presume the ground stuff can't hit you unless it's shooting at you. Yeah, it's like you can't really see very far ahead of you. Even for like one of these games that are like sort of scrolling sort of up the screen rather than across, you can't see that. Whoop, blimey. That's not very forgiving. Like one of those ones where like every time you play it you get used to it a bit more and you get a bit further. God, a lot out to get you there. Can't remember if I finished it or not. But I think I got a fair way through it, because I remember there being, God, different environments. Oh, man, yeah, you've got to be so careful. Get through all these valleys between the hills. I don't know what those things are supposed to be, those red things. Obviously they're helicopters. No. Captain Skyhawk. Time for them to bring back Captain Skyhawk, do you think? Or, maybe not. 1964. What that means. Oh. Don't think I will. Yeah, I was confused because there's a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and then there's just Punch-Out. And I'm pretty sure I had this game, Punch-Out. I don't remember it being Mike Tyson, so maybe that was the American version. And I'm pretty sure it was on the NES. Could have been on the Super Nintendo. I think it was this version that I had. I had great fun with this. I thought this was a great game because you had to kind of looks like Mario there as referee. You had to kind of get used to my character's not moving at all. Oh, there we go. You had to get used to your enemy's patterns and kind of anticipate when they were going to attack. Oh yeah, you can do uppercuts. Left, right. Really? Oh, oh my word! No. Good lord. He's just pummeling me. No. Get up. Good lord. Look at the difference in the size. Oh dear. Yeah, there were several opponents, and they all had their own kind of style and their own kind of special moves, and they all had their own kind of tells. They'd all do something when they were about to launch into a heavy attack, so that you'd know to avoid them and how to avoid them. But yeah, it's difficult. Look at the crowd. It's literally it. It's difficult getting the hang of an old kind of fighting style game, but you can't. So it's okay, up. Oh, yeah, he was back to. How'd you avoid that then? Guy's face. Getting absolutely pummeled. No, I'm not going to survive. How do you avoid this then? Oh. Wallop! This fight's not going to go my way, is it? Oh, okay. It's going to let me have another go. Oh! No. How'd you get out of this? I don't get it. Oh no, I'm not coming back from that. So I recorded a video for this previously because I didn't know how long it was going to take for the light gun to arrive. But Yeah, basically what I was saying was when I played this game, when I had it originally, I used to I used to sit way too close to the screen. It was only like a small color TV. I think it was in our dining room, and I had the NES connected to it. And I remember one occasion in particular, I was trying to complete the game, I think, and I ended up where the light gun was actually touching the glass of the TV screen, like eliminating really any challenge whatsoever. But I think because the TV was so small, sitting a distance from it, when you've got so many little things on the screen that you're trying to shoot, it just became really difficult. So I ended up just touching the screen with a gun and shooting them that way, which is clearly not how the game's meant to be played. But anyway, mission 1 to Uranus. Shoot your zapper. I'm meant to be shooting anything yet. Can't see the cursor on the screen. Oh, yeah, I think I am meant to be shooting, but because this gun isn't. Oh, there it is. It was showing me the cursor then. Weird. Because this gun hasn't been calibrated yet, it's ah, there you go, got one. It's not working properly. Yeah, it's all over. Look at that accuracy, 4%. I'm looking forward to using this light gun on my TV, where and calibrating it so that it's spot on. So apparently they do work really well. The TVs. God, I'm not getting it. Oh god, this is way off. I think the other problem is I'm sat in front of a window and I've got a feeling the daylights might be throwing it off, because it's this light gun apparently uses the light from the TV to actually determine where you're shooting. It's probably, well, I don't know how light guns work, or that might be the only way they could have got it to work with like modern TVs, but anyway, yeah, To the Earth was basically like a space arcade shoot 'em up where you used your light gun to take out waves of spaceships. I think I did complete it, but only by having the gun right next to the TV screen. Just absurd, but it was still good fun. So that's the extent of the game, the NES games that I can remember playing. I remember owning. So I'm going to look through the list now, and basically Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh dear. I'm going to basically look through the list and see if I can find any more that I had. And I know there's at least one I can remember that I borrowed from someone that we'll take a look at. So this game, I didn't own this game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh dear. All on the first hurdle. Ah, wow. So if you lose one, you have to choose someone else. That makes sense. Someone at school was asking, I think they found out I had a NES, and they were asking if I wanted to swap any games with them. Oh, God. And I think they told me what games they had, and I basically asked to borrow this. It was more or less, I think, the time that the film came out. Oh god, the first live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. And obviously, the cartoon had been out a while. So yeah, no, oh god. That's right, games were so much harder back then. And yeah, it is slightly different to the usual platformer in that you get like an outside map with one type of sprite for the turtle, and then when you go down into one of these dungeons, I suppose you call it, it's a different sprite. Oh dear. I presume that's the map at the top left. And yeah, it looks like if you get killed, you just choose another one. I don't know where the one you've just been using is, whether they're in the hospital or something, but... God, I don't think I'd have the patience for this now. What happens when they're all dead, then? Okay. Right. What on earth are those things? God. I can't hear the sound, so I don't know if it's the original soundtrack, but I'd hope so, unlike the Batman one, which... The Batman game on the Amstrad, where they had a completely different soundtrack to the film. I mean, it's not... At the time, I don't think these graphics are too bad. I mean, it's probably... it looks pretty clean now, pretty... I think it's been upscaled. Oh, got across. Oh! I've got to do that weird downward strike. Now what? Oh! See if I can actually get out of here without dying. Okay. Don't really know what the goal is here. Oh, similar dungeons limited. Ah, dear. Oh, this is getting dramatic. Oh dear. Flattened. Never mind. RoboCop.